Kumar, can you check from your end? Like, are we set to go?
Yeah, all set.
Okay, okay. Madhur, just from your end, confirm. Okay, when we'll be
We're about to
starting,
start.
when we'll be live.
Yeah.
Just check one thing from your end, कुंवर.
We are live
सत्यजीत
now.
की आवाज आपको क्लियर आए कि नहीं, इसका ध्यान रखना। अगर होगा तो जस्ट टेक्स्ट टू ज्योतिका।
Yeah, I will take care of that. Yeah. We are live now,
Cool.
currently.
Okay, should we start?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just give me a minute, guys. Yeah.
Okay, I think we are live. Madhu, just confirm one last time. Okay, cool. Okay, so I think we should start. So, good evening, everyone. This is Karanveer Singh, co-founder of EngineerUp.in. I'm here with my co-founder Rishabh Singh and with our special guest Satyajeet Kunjeer, founder of Deciml. So, first of all, sir, thank you so much for joining us for this podcast.
Hey, Karan. Pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so, in this episode of podcast, we'll be discussing like how investment is important for the investor, especially, and is it very necessary कि हमें इतना हो then only we can invest, और हम छोटे चंक्स में भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं। एंड ऑब्वियसली वी हैव $1 million फंडेड स्टार्टअप फाउंडर, सो हम थोड़े एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप के बारे में भी डिस्कस करेंगे, थोड़ी पर्सनल लाइफ, सो इट गोइंग टू बी फन। सो आई विल जस्ट से टू ऑल ऑफ यू स्टे ट्यून। सो आई थिंक basic question from before we stepping out the real question, I would like to ask like how was your Sunday, like till is it live from my end?
Slight bit.
Uh,
Rishabh, are you also experiencing
okay.
this?
Yeah.
Okay, I was asked. Okay, I was asking just how was your Sunday? Like, how you generally spend your Sunday?
So,
would you like to share about it?
Interesting question. So I'm actually traveling. I'm in Delhi right now for work. So today is it's in a different city, but the last few weeks have actually been quite hectic for us. We're just gearing up for a relaunch of the product and looking at doing a big marketing campaign. In Jan. So that's what's keeping us busy, and majority, at least part of our weekend is also going towards that right now. I think we lost Karan.
Yeah, so I think it's a great opportunity to have you while you're traveling in a new city with a new podcast, having a fun series. So Satyajit, like this investment journey and all, we have a lot of like very much preconceptions and myths all around this investment world. And since your background suggests a lot about your history in this like chartered accountants and this finance world and all, so like can you share a bit like why investing? What's so the fact that interests you in this sector?
Yeah, so I think the two ways about it, right? One, primarily that there are two ways of how you actually earn money. One is with your full-time job, your business, the number of hours that you actually put in, and the second thing is when your money actually starts earning money for you. So that double effect and that compounded effect is what I think eventually goes on to build significant amount of wealth, personal wealth, and for businesses as well. So I think it's a very key point, and it's very core to generating wealth, to maintaining a certain amount of lifestyle, to fulfilling aspirations, and investing is very important. What happens is topics around money generally are not discussed very often in Indian households, right? So which is why the exposure to any form of investing money related topics becomes very very less for us as we grow up. These are things that we there's never an intent issue. No one says that invest नहीं करना चाहिए. It always is मुझे पता नहीं मैं कैसे शुरुआत करूँ. Right, and since I come from this background, a lot of my friends also used to come and ask me for advice, and I think that's where the idea of Deciml came about. But primarily I think investing is something which is extremely important, right? There will be a point where you will stop earning, whether it's retirement. You could have probably, touch wood, if there's ever a loss of job, there are layoffs that are happening. What is it that you fall back upon? So which is why I think investing is something which is very important.
Exactly. I think that's the most important area where should we have focus on. Like considering the youngsters, where the most of the focus of the Deciml is talking the Gen Z. Like if I have to divide the whole life of an individual in three categories. The first one is the infant categories. When they are all a child, they are unaware about their future and their lives ahead. The second stage where they went into the educational part, they search for various segments, they go for their career building and all. And the last one is the old age. So as you said that investing is quite important for someone to have into their life. So what do you think? Which age group, which part of the life is important to start investing with?
I think it's best started as early as you can, right? Now in India, you need a PAN card to get started, with your investments. There are some forms of investments that you can do even without a PAN card, right? But majorly, your mutual funds or your stock market, you require a PAN card, and that's the age of 18 where you can get started. Uh, where we actually have a lot of false notions in our mind, where you need a lot of money to get started. There are issues around I don't know how to get started. So which is why you see Indians always start investing quite late in their journey. They think that investing is made for the bigger things in life, right? uh, so I need a lot of money to get, I have to buy that dream home, right? So what do I do investing 500 rupees? It will not, probably not get me that dream home, right? So I need to put in a sizable amount of money there. So and today I'm not earning that much amount of money, so which is why I'll start when I start earning a lot of money. And secondly also is, whatever we have that we aspire, or what the entire well tech industry talks about, right? Invest for your retirement is better. It's something which is very far down the line, right? So we always think that bahut time hai mere paas, I can always get started later. So which is why we start later. But if you look at the power of compounding, right, about how money works, about how compounding works, it's best that you get started as early as possible. So I think everyone should get started on their 18th birthday.
Okay, I think that's a great suggestion, and even that was our next question, as you like pointed out. Now, while considering the investing, we always have a mindset that we need a huge token for it, because if we start with 100, 200, 500 rupees of investment, it never gonna be the dream that makes true out of it. We always think that there must be need of big chunks to build a wealth, because a preconception that Indians have is investing which is gonna make a wealth for them.
Yeah.
And it cannot be generated from 500 or 100 rupees of like currency.
Yeah.
So as it was quite interesting. So the second part that I wanted to focus as the Deciml whole criteria of focusing onto the millennials and the Gen Z, and considering me into that category as well, I think 4-5 years older, and I'm out of that generation now. So considering in that segment, like we Indians have a very old fashion. First, we consider ourselves and focuses ourselves to complete our graduation, intermediate. Then we focus to complete our graduations, and then we go for earning. And then after an age when we cross around 40 or 35 of our age, then we start thinking to save for our futures, for our children, for our coming generations. So as you said, that as earlier as we can invest is a quite big and a big opportunity for coming generation. So is it not necessary to have knowledge prior before going for the investment? Since like at the lower age, we cannot confine ourselves just to start investing without having any knowledge, because it's
Yeah.
quite big decision. As our fathers are like not that much of capable in having good investments. Okay. And now considering a very early age people's into the investment world, how you cater that? Like how, what's your suggestion?
Yeah. So, look, I mean, investing is a very, very large world, right? So, if you talk about dabbling in stocks, things like that, you need to be able to figure out, which securities you want to invest in, which other stocks that you want to buy, or there are other, types of instruments like, say, mutual funds, for example, right? What is a mutual fund? Mutual fund is a basket of stocks that is being managed by some experts, right? So what you can actually start doing is investing in mutual funds and let the experts take care of it. That also brings us to a question of then which mutual fund do I invest in, right? It is at this point that and some form of expert advice I think is needed for people who do not have access to that form of expert advice. There are stocks or there are funds like index fund, right? Which is something which, so an index fund is basically what mirrors your Sensex or your Nifty, right? So those are things that you can get started with. There are companies like ours, Deciml, which simplifies this to a large extent, right? Where all you have to do is continue living your lifestyle, and we take care of the entire investment bit for you. So since I think in the last 4 to 5 years, things have significantly changed, right? Things have significantly gotten more accessible to people. There are companies like Deciml, that are solving this problem. There are multiple other companies as well. Small case is a good way, but probably if it requires a certain amount of money to get started. So if you're looking for really micro investing platforms, would really urge everyone to go and try this out as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great initiative when someone have to start for the investing. So the second part, Satyajit, that is quite like coming to me all around the day. Many people ask me that as the earlier part, we thinking about the biggest token size. Now, considering that part into a major consideration, when we came and start thinking for the investment, as there are many options available right now, micro
Yeah.
investing, regular investing, or there's a lump sum investing. Since I'm also an investor since age 16, and whatever knowledge that I have perceived so far, is that when someone put a lump sum money as an investment, or considering other person who go for a consistent investing, a kind of a habit of investment on a regular basis, on a regular time interval, what you suggest is a greater perspective to build a wealth.
Yeah. So, the people who claim to time the market, right? I don't think it's quite possible to accurately always time the market, right? So that okay, this is at the bottom, so I have say 100 rupees. I'm going to put the entire 100 rupees here, और ये बढ़ते जाएगा और इसका 120 रुपए हो जाएंगे, 150 रुपए हो जाएंगे. It's something which if anyone had that secret, right? I think they'd be the richest people today. So I think everyone goes through cycles of where the money goes up, where the stock market goes up, cycles of where it goes down, right? I don't think there's any individual, even the likes of Warren Buffett and legends in the space, who ever claimed that they can time the market perfectly. So in cases like this, which is then brings us to that if you can't time the market perfectly, right, then you keep putting it at 100 rupees, break it up into chunks of 5 rupees, right, and keep putting it in periodically. So every month, if you keep putting in 5 rupees, right, so say if the market was at 100 rupees, it's gone up to 500, it's come down, you've bought in at every single step, right? So your average price of in this case, provided it's gone up, linearly, would be 250 rupees, right? Which at its highest peak was at 500 rupees. You've gotten average price of all of the purchases at 250 rupees. So I think that's a more sound way of doing it, a more realistic way of doing it. rather than someone who claims to come and time the market perfectly. At least I have not, neither have I met anyone, or most of the people in this space that I follow, I've not heard of anyone who claims to have timed the market perfectly.
Yeah. So I think my friend is having an exciting question in between. Yeah, Karan?
Yeah, I right now I'm really sorry for the disruption. I just disconnected due to internet issue. Okay, am I audible right now perfectly?
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually we are basically were focusing on the Gen Z thing and investors. So like we generally we Indians have a pattern. Like we first do our 12th and then we do our graduation. Then we will going to be have a job. Then उसके बाद कुछ पैसे बचते हैं. Then we will going to invest. So how do you see? Like इस ये पैटर्न को फॉलो करना चाहिए या आपके अकॉर्डिंग नहीं हम पहले से भी इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं? What do you think on it?
जी, मैं ऋषभ से यही बात कर रहा था दैट इन्वेस्टिंग के अराउंड बहुत मिथ्स है
Exactly.
कि these are things जो हमारे फ्रेंड सर्कल से आते हैं, पेरेंट्स से आते हैं, जो हम पढ़ते हैं, इन चीज़ों से आते हैं. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज मिथ्स आर अराउंड कि आपको बहुत पैसा चाहिए आप इन्वेस्टिंग शुरू करने के लिए, और आपके पास इन्वेस्टिंग करनी है आपको आपके रिटायरमेंट के लिए या आपके बड़े घर के लिए. जो चीज़ें हैं जो आप 20 साल की जो उम्र है जब आप कॉलेज में हो, 19 साल की जो उम्र है जब आप कॉलेज में हो, तो इन चीज़ों के बारे में हम सोच नहीं रहे. तो हमें हमेशा लगता है कि इसके लिए मुझे बहुत टाइम है शुरू करने के लिए. सो हम जो हमारी इन्वेस्टिंग जर्नी है वो उसकी शुरुआत ही 27-28 के बाद होती है, राइट. सो मैं और ऋषभ यही बात कर रहे थे दैट वी शुड स्टार्ट इन्वेस्टिंग एज अर्ली एज पॉसिबल. अगर आप 500 रुपए हर महीना इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं, ठीक है, तो आपको 500 रुपए के साथ शुरू करना चाहिए. तो आप अभी एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि क्या होगा 500 रुपए से या 1000 रुपए से. अगर हम 18 साल की उम्र से अगर हम शुरुआत करते हैं और 500,000 रुपए से क्या होगा, तो 24-25 साल तक आपकी जो टोटल इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी वो आई थिंक कुछ 80,000 1 लाख इतनी होगी, राइट. इससे तो कोई आपको जो घर खरीदना ये चीजें तो नहीं आएंगी. बट अगर आप ये 500,000 से 18 साल की उम्र से नहीं शुरुआत करते हो, राइट, और आप 27-28 साल की उम्र से शुरुआत कर रहे हो, तो 27-28 साल की उम्र तक आपके पास तो जीरो इन्वेस्टमेंट है, राइट. तो इस माध्यम से आपके पास इवन इफ इट इज 1 lakh rupees, even if it is 30,000 rupees, 40,000 rupees, whether that becomes a down payment for you to buy your own without you having to turn back to your parents, or any amount that gets actually accumulated in this bucket, right, till 25-26, whether it is 20,000 rupees, whether it is a lakh, 2 lakhs, right, is definitely more than zero, which you wouldn't have, which otherwise you would have had. So that's my take on starting it early. I'll give you another interesting example of when we talk about starting early, when we talk about compounding, what does that actually in terms of numbers. If you start at the age of 25, right, and if you start putting 10,000 rupees every month and you've been getting say 10% returns, right, till if you keep doing this till 60, till you retire, you will have close to about 6.5 crore rupees.
That's interesting.
Right? If you start at 25, because you say कि यार मैं बहुत के पैसे नहीं कमाता हूँ, right, मैं बाद में करूंगा जब मेरे पास काफी पैसे होंगे. तो if you start at 35 और आप अभी ज्यादा पैसे कमा रहे हो, तो आप डबल करते हो, 20,000 रुपए हर महीना कर रहे हो, राइट. और 35 से 60 की उम्र तक 25 साल के लिए आपने डबल पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया, राइट. बट जस्ट the only thing is आपने 10 साल बाद शुरू किया. If you start, you will end up with about close to 3 crore rupees, which is less than half the amount. Just by starting 10 years earlier and with half the amount till you retire, right, you will end up with more than double the amount. So the factor of compounding is not about how much you can invest, but about for how long can you stay invested, right. तो अगर आप 50 साल की उम्र से 60 साल की उम्र तक करोगे, राइट, सो इवन इफ यू स्टार्ट पुटिंग इन 10 lakhs a month, राइट, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू हैव, सो आपकी जो टोटल इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी, राइट, क्लोज टू अबाउट 12 करोड़, अगर 10 साल में अगर आप 10 लाख भी डाल रहे हो, ठीक है, तो 12 लाख का 13-14-15 करोड़ ही हो जाएगा, राइट. It will give you a significant amount of return on that money. Contrary, if you start at 25, right, even if it's that 100 rupees, that 100 rupees probably will come up to being about 4 or 5,000 rupees by the time you're 60. You need to keep that money invested, even if it is smaller amounts. It is important to get started and not wait for those double promotions, increments, और जब मैं सब पे आंकड़ा होता है ना, मैं 1 लाख रुपए मैं 50,000 रुपए कमाऊंगा, उसके बाद मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट शुरू करूंगा. So I think I think it's important not to build up these notions, because these are not notions. These are notions about or they get developed from what you've heard from the outside, right? I think just getting started is most important.
Yeah, I think growth out of box is quite an exceptional thing we can consider. So as Satyajit, you are giving to the the example, I was very much focused on the fact that you take as a short example, the 10% of interest onto the lump sum money or the regular investing. So as I'm the user of your application too, it was quite interesting. So there's a comment, it was flashing every time, that get a fixed return of 10%. So considering that, in present scenario, everybody knows the market is very volatile. Nobody can predict it. Nobody can predict even the growth, the return rate. But yeah, we can go for the history of around 5 years, 10 years, and we can according to that, we set an example, 10%, 15%, or some mutual fund can go for 20% of return. But as you say, are you gonna fix for a fixed return, that you say, I'm gonna give you the fixed return over your investment?
Yeah.
How you make it possible? What triggers you to bring this into your mind?
Yeah. So there are actually two types of investment options on the app currently. So one is mutual funds, right, which is of course subject to market risk. We do not claim to give any fixed returns in those securities. It is the returns that the market provides. The second type of investment that you're specifically referring to is a P2P investment option that we have on the app, where we promise and we provide 10% fixed returns. So those are the two different types of investment options that are available on the app. Users can of course feel free to opt for either one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I have just a question. If I talk about from the end of any student, any engineer or anyone pursuing their graduation. So the main important question, they are not earning any good amount of money, you can say. They have done the payment of their parents directly, you can say. So how you see that? उन्हें कैसे अपने डेली रूटीन से कुछ निकाल के इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि ऐसा आपने बताया कि हम जीरो से अच्छा है कि कुछ इन्वेस्ट करें एटलीस्ट, तो ताकि वो एक हमें इन्वेस्टमेंट में बने रहें. दैट इज द इम्पोर्टेंट. सो हाउ यू सी इट फॉर देम, बेसिकली फॉर द यंगस्टर?
या सो आई थिंक जब हम पॉकेट मनी के दौर से गुजर गए, ये चीज मैप करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है, या कोई डिसिप्लिन बिल्ड करना इन्वेस्टिंग के अराउंड बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. जो भी अगर हमें 100 रुपए की पॉकेट मनी आ रही है, तो वो ऑलरेडी एक ईयर मार्क होता है कुछ खर्चों के. शायद मेस का बिल होगा, कुछ किताबें होंगी, हॉस्टल की रेंट होगा. तो ये 80 रुपए 85 रुपए का जो एक्सपेंसेस, 85 रुपए के जो एक्सपेंसेस है, वो तो ऑलरेडी ईयर मार्क है, राइट. तो वो 15 रुपए जो है वो भी आप मूवी देखने जाओगे या ये चीजें करने बाहर खाने जाओगे 2 बार, तो इन चीजों में वो 15 रुपए भी निकल जाते हैं. सो विच इज वाई बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है उम्र में उस इसमें कि आप एक डिसिप्लिन बिल्ड कर लो कि नहीं, मैं 10 रुपए तो रखूंगा या मैं 15 रुपए तो रखूंगा बाजू में जो मैं इन्वेस्ट करूंगा. सो विच इज वाई आई थिंक माइक्रो इन्वेस्टिंग एप्स, दिस वाज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट दैट वी हैड, राइट. वी केप्ट टॉकिंग अबाउट let's get started on your investment journey very early, but ये जो प्रैक्टिकल चीजें थी, ऑब्स्टिकल्स थे इन चीजों में, which is what we wanted to solve for. तो उसके वजह से Deciml I think is a very effective tool that solves for this, right. अभी अगर आपके पास सिर्फ 10 रुपए है, अभी 100 रुपए है बैंक अकाउंट में, राइट. अगर आपने चाय खरीदी, ठीक है, तो ही आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी, राइट. अगर आपने 15 रुपए की चाय खरीदी तो विल गेट राउंडेड अप टू द नियरेस्ट 10. और 5 रुपए की इन्वेस्टमेंट होगी, राइट? अगर आपके पास बैंक अकाउंट में अभी पैसे नहीं है, आपने पॉकेट मनी पूरी खर्च कर दी है, राइट, तो आप बाहर जाके कोई एक्सपेंस भी नहीं कर रहे हो, तो आपका फिर कोई आपकी कोई इन्वेस्टमेंट भी नहीं होगी, राइट? समथिंग इस महीने में शायद बहुत ज्यादा खर्चे हो गए, राइट? और कुछ चीजें थी जिसके लिए अलॉट करने थे, बाकी के जो बचे हुए पैसे थे, राइट? तो विच जस्ट इन टर्न मीन्स कि आपके खर्चे भी कम हो रहे हैं, आपके ट्रांजैक्शंस कम हो रहे हैं, so which is why then your investments will also come low. If you have an SIP in this case, right, which is fixed कि नहीं मैं 1000 रुपए की SIP करूंगा, right, then वो एक burden बन जाता है, especially at this age, कि नहीं वो 1000 रुपए तो जाएगा, फिर SIP मेरी that will get वो reject हो जाएगा, so which is why, and then probably you come to a point where you want to compromise on certain things कि नहीं I can't go out and watch that movie, right? And which is something which I think is not practical at this age, right? You will want to go out, you will want to live your life, college life, you will want to have fun. So I think Deciml just very effectively solves for that, and that was one of the main things that we wanted to take care of.
Okay, so like I get to know something, I just visualize something. Like if we are as a student, okay, so एक पैरेलली आपका एजुकेशन चल रहा है, जहां भी आप ग्रेजुएशन कर रहे हैं, बीटेक, बीबीए, व्हाटएवर यू आर डूइंग, उसके साथ साथ आपका एक है, आप एक पैरेलल लाइफ परस्यू कर सकते हैं, वो है इंजीनियर है, जो हम जैसा कमिट करते हैं कि आपका एक कॉलेज लाइफ है, एक इंजीनियर है, एक आपको एक इन्वेस्टमेंट का भी होना चाहिए, ताकि आप साइड बाय साइड आप एक इन्वेस्टमेंट में बने रहे. आई थिंक डेसिमल विल बी द बेस्ट प्लेटफॉर्म फॉर दैट, बिकॉज हम एक ट्रायंगल बना सकते हैं काइंड ऑफ, एक उनका पर्सनल एजुकेशन, देन देयर इज अ इंजीनियर है जो आपकी सारी चीजें को स्टेप को एक जगह दे रहा है आपको, और उसके साथ आप इन्वेस्टमेंट में भी आप कैरी ऑन कर सकते हैं. और टेक्निकली हम देखें, जैसे कि मैंने भी यूज करा डेसिमल, एंड आई फाउंड दैट कि काफी चीजें उसमें ऐसी हैं कि आपको कुछ करना नहीं है, इट विल बी ऑटोमेटिक. जैसा आपने बताया कि अगर ठीक है हम 100 रुपए कुछ 85 का हमने बुक करा, कैब बुक करा, तो 15 रुपए ऑटोमेटिकली इन्वेस्ट हो रहे हैं, और टेक्निकली आपको पता भी नहीं चल रहा है. और जनरली हमने क्या नोटिस करा है कि वो 5-10 रुपए हम काउंट भी नहीं करते हैं, समहाउ वो ठीक है कहीं चला जाएगा, लेकिन अगर ऐसे हम देखें तो वो इन्वेस्ट हो रहा है समहाउ. एक 5 रुपए कहीं हमने टिकट बुक करा, ठीक है, हमने एक कॉफी ऑर्डर करी और व्हाटएवर, और एट द एंड ऑफ द डे हम पाते हैं कि हमने ना चाह के भी कुछ पैसे इन्वेस्ट कर दिए
जी.
और मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं स्टूडेंट्स के लिए, स्टूडेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से, जैसा आपने बोला, अभी इतना डिसिप्लिन हो पाना बहुत मुश्किल है कि हम रोज निकाल के 10 रुपए इनपुट करें. और ये चीज क्या है कि विद द हेल्प ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी वो चीज ऑटोमेटिकली हो जा रही है, और एट द एंड ऑफ द मंथ तुम्हें दिख रहा है वो मैंने कुछ 1000, 2000, 5000 इन्वेस्ट कर दी
जी.
तो मुझे लगता है कि डेसिमल यहाँ पे काफी हेल्प कर रहा है एज अ टू द स्टूडेंट स्पेशली.
Yes, so that was वही था main objective of starting Deciml, was हमें जो young Indians है लाइफस्टाइल के साथ इंटीग्रेट करना था. इट शुड नेवर बी कि आपको इन्वेस्ट करने के लिए सैक्रिफाइसेस करने पड़ेंगे. ये भी एक नोशन होता है ना दिमाग में कि नहीं पैसा बचाना है या जिंदगी में यू वांट टू डू समथिंग फन. You always felt, I think, or it was always conveyed कि नहीं वो अगर इन्वेस्ट करना है तो फिर वो मूवी नहीं देख सकते. It is not a factor of this or that. It is that you can do both, right? And which was one of the main objectives of Deciml and what we wanted to solve for.
Okay, so like we went a lot in details about this whole phenomenal idea of Deciml. I just wanted Satyajeet to know that we and the present scenario, everyone is focusing on early investing. Going back to your history, to your life, what age you started your investing? Are you a late or you came into the category of an early investor?
I think I started when I was 19 and a half. So yeah, so I was but I was working even while I was studying. So CA, I was doing my CA, so my articleship was started at the age of 18 and a half. So it was that so I did have some form of income that was coming in, and I also started doing a couple of things on the side, freelance projects, so which was I had a little more money that was उतने मेरे खर्चे नहीं थे at that point. So with my education and everything, the entire world of investing was something that always intrigued me, and I just wanted to just dabble in. बहुत कम पैसों के साथ शुरू की थे, 500-600 रुपए महीने में. That was all that I could put aside. It was in the start that took some time to learn and understand things. But eventually, I think by the age of 2021 was there was a consistency and there was a discipline that was developed. So don't expect to start that discipline on day one. मैं शुरुआत करूंगा and I will be so disciplined from day one. I think again, sorry to plug in, but that's where the entire concept of Deciml also helps, where you don't have to take care of that consistency. We take care of that consistency for you.
Yeah.
So, which is why these were all things that all of us have faced in college. And
Agree.
I've seen my friends and I've seen people around me. The problems have always been the same, irrespective of whether you're doing CA, whether you're doing engineering, आप design कर रहे हो, आप पूना में रहते हो, आप पटना में रहते हो, दिल्ली में रहते हो. I think the problems of this age group are exactly the same. तो हमें बस इस चीज को लाइफस्टाइल के साथ इंटीग्रेट करना था और एक बहुत सिंपल मीडियम देना था स्टूडेंट्स को, यंग इंडियंस को अपने इन्वेस्टमेंट जर्नी शुरू करने के लिए.
Okay, that's fascinating. Literally, it was like ठीक है, हमारे साथ वो प्रॉब्लम दिखती थी बट हम उसे एनालाइज नहीं कर पाते थे, और आपने वो चीज डाली ताकि हम जो इन्वेस्टर, हमें पता है कि हम बहुत कंसिस्टेंट नहीं हो पाएंगे इस एज में. नो वन इज गोइंग टू बी दैट कंसिस्टेंट, और कोई भी इन्वेस्टमेंट बारे में स्पेशली इन द इंडिया नो वन थिंक अबाउट इट. तो मुझे लगता है वो सारी चीजें जो है हमारी कमी, उसको आपने निकाला एंड यू बिल्ड दैट प्रोडक्ट डेसिमल जो हमें समहाउ हेल्प कर रहे हैं. एक क्वेश्चन जनरली, लाइक आई हैव बीन ट्रैकिंग डेसिमल फ्रॉम प्रीवियस 2-3 months and I encountered few questions, like many of the students were asking, sir, is it trustworthy kind of question, क्योंकि वो जस्ट अभी 18-19 आए, उनके हाथ में थोड़े पैसे आ रहे हैं और उन्हें वो भी बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं है. So how you commit your security for their money, like how you commit? Do you have anything to share for them?
Sure. So क्या होता है जब हम म्यूचुअल फंड्स ऑफर करते हैं, इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑप्शंस ऑफर करते हैं हमारे ऐप पे, राइट, तो ऐसे कोई भी उठ के ये चीज़ें ऑफर नहीं कर सकता. सो हमारे पास लाइसेंस है, वेयर अ रेगुलेटेड एंटिटी. सो वी हैव एन एसोसिएशन ऑफ म्यूचुअल फंड्स ऑफ इंडिया, एम्फी जिसे बोला जाता है, उसका लाइसेंस है, रेगुलेटेड बाय सेबी, राइट. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ सिक्योरिटी, वी also facilitate our entire investments. So there is a bank grade security that is enabled here, right, to keep your data, to keep your transactions, your investments safe. Also, another thing is that the money that gets taken out of your bank account does not get stored in any other bank account. From your bank account, it directly goes into the mutual funds, और आपके units आपको allocate किए जाते हैं. तो आप इन्वेस्टमेंट्स में आपकी शुरुआत करने से पहले आपको पैन कार्ड जरूरी है, राइट. अगर आप डायरेक्टली म्यूचुअल फंड के वेबसाइट पे भी जाएंगे और अपना पैन कार्ड डालेंगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि आपके वो इन्वेस्टमेंट्स वहां पे भी दिखेंगे. सो इन टर्म्स ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी, there are ways in which these things can be checked as well.
Okay.
So that's how we basically maintain the entire security part of it. So we're again regulated by SEBI and entity, to be able to provide all of these products.
Yeah, so I think that's enough. I think आपने काफी कुछ बता दिया, क्योंकि exactly सच में हमें भी इतना अंदर से नहीं पता था चीजें, लेकिन थैंक्स कि आपने बताया, क्योंकि काफी लोगों का ये कंफ्यूजन था और मैं काफी क्वेश्चन आए थे, लेकिन मैं अपने इनको बता, हाँ, I know it, I used it and it's okay, you can use this app. But now I think through this podcast they will get to know कि हाँ ये सब चीजें भी हैं. So अभी हमने काफी इन्वेस्टमेंट के बारे में बात किया. कुछ let's discuss about your life, like how you you encounter कि how you came to about this idea. Can you tell about your personal life a little bit?
Yeah, so जैसे हम बात कर रहे थे ना, कॉलेज के टाइम बाद में हमारी फ्रेंड सर्कल में सबकी जब जॉब लगी तो everyone used to come and ask, because I was from this background, CA, CFA background. So everyone just thought कि this is a person we should talk to. कि हमें इन्वेस्ट करना है बट कैसे करें, so this was a question that I was dealing with from multiple people for a very long time. And जब मैं और भी लोगों से outside of my friend circle बात करता था तो ये क्वेश्चन हमेशा होता था. तो फिर इसी क्वेश्चन के अराउंड तो मैंने सोचा कि ये एक बहुत बड़ी प्रॉब्लम है. ये एक प्रॉब्लम है जो इंडिया के हर स्टूडेंट इंडिया का हर स्टूडेंट एक ना एक टाइम पे फेस करता है, राइट. जब वो इधर कॉलेज में होता है या उसकी पहली नौकरी लगती है, थोड़े एक पहला प्रमोशन आ जाता है, वो एक अंदर से फीलिंग आती है कि अच्छा मुझे इन्वेस्टमेंट भी करना चाहिए. बट वो शुरुआत कहाँ से हो, इस पे हमेशा एक क्वेश्चन रहता है. सो इसी क्वेश्चन को लेके मैंने मैं इस क्वेश्चन के बारे में सोच रहा था. लॉकडाउन में मुझे काफी समय मिला था. जस्ट एग्जिटेड माय प्रीवियस. मेरे एक सर थे CFA के, उत्कर्ष सर. उनसे मैंने बात की तो उन्होंने आई थिंक अबाउट 10,000 स्टूडेंट्स को पढ़ाया है, राइट. तो उनका जो अनुभव था उसमें भी उससे भी यही पता चला कि दिस इज समथिंग दैट्स वेरी वेरी परसिस्टेंट and it's faced by a lot of people. So then that's when we decided ki let's try to find a solution for this. And then we stumbled upon this concept of roundup investing, and we just thought that it was so easy to get started, right? It was so easy. It was something which just integrated into the lifestyle. आपको अलग से कुछ नहीं करना है. आपको जो आप कॉफी खरीद रहे हो आपको वही कॉफी खरीदनी है. आप मूवी जा रहे हो आपको मूवी जाना है. आप कैब ले रहे हो, it's the same thing. You are just continuing to live your lifestyle, and your investments just keep happening in the background completely automatically. So it seemed like a great product. तो हमने जब हमारे पास जब हम आइडिया पे और विचार करने लगे, we started talking to a couple of people. हमने तकरीबन 300-350 लोगों से बात की जो 18 to 24 इस एज कैटेगरी में थे. और से बात करते हुए हमें कॉन्फिडेंस आया कि इट इज अ प्रोडक्ट दैट वी शुड बिल्ड. एंड फिर हमने 2020 में इसकी शुरुआत की.
Okay, so I think that's a very interesting idea behind the Deciml, because it surprises me the most that how one should go with without knowing that my money is already investing in the background with my expense. So Satyajeet, like coming to this crunch of idea, whom you wanted to list as a 3 person into your life who inspired you most for this idea?
Wow, very interesting. I think definitely goes without saying, Utkarsh Jain sir, he was one of the first people. Post which I think, Sai Prasad, who's our CTO, I don't come from a tech background. तो मुझे आपकी दुनिया की कोई ज्यादा जानकारी नहीं थी. तो मैंने उनसे I seeked help from him when I had this idea. And he was in a very very stable job, very good job. And I think he decided to take this leap of faith because he thought that it was something that would genuinely be helpful and provide utility, solve a problem for the youth, and was very kind enough to jump on. And I think third co-founder Ronak, so the co-founder of Bombay Shaving Company, was quite a legend in the entire marketing space. And when I got a chance to meet him, I wanted to ask him about how do I go about marketing. And I think he also just similarly like Sai felt that this was something that could actually solve a problem, and decided to just come on and take care of the entire marketing bit himself. So yeah, I think these three people have at least in the first few months played a very very significant role in shaping investment.
By the way, I want to input one thing. Like अभी मैं कल ही वो पॉडकास्ट देख रहा था, बॉम्बे सेविंग कंपनी के वो फाउंडर जो थे उनका अभी कल ही मैं देख रहा था. बॉम्बे सेविंग काफी इंटरेस्टिंग, उनकी ब्रांडिंग एंड ऑल वो काफी मतलब उनका विजन काफी क्लियर है. लाइक कुछ जो भी वो बिल्ड कर रहे हैं, काफी ब्रांडिंग को लेके वो काफी अच्छा इनपुट कर रहे हैं. वैसे एक चीज, क्योंकि आप पहले डेफिनेटली आप एक स्टूडेंट रहे हैं, अब हम उस फेज में हैं. टेक्निकली अगर बोले तो हम भी उस एक टाइम पे हम आपके एज पे आएंगे, आपके फेज में आएंगे. So do you found any chance, क्योंकि अभी आपके पास डेली मीटिंग्स होती होंगी, शेड्यूल पूरा पैक्ड होता होगा, कोई हाँ ये मीटिंग है वो मीटिंग है, हाउ यू सी इट? क्योंकि डेफिनेटली एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप जर्नी और वो डेली रूटीन फॉलो करना थोड़ा सा हेक्टिक हो जाता है. इन दैट हाउ यू मैनेज योर फैमिली थिंग, फ्रेंड्स, और उसके साथ ऑफिस भी देखना है, आगे का विजन भी है, हाँ वो भी प्लान करना है अभी अभी. सो हाउ यू मैनेज ऑल दिस?
Exactly.
It's slightly hectic. A lot
I think Karan had, sorry to interrupt, but I think Karan had put up this question on a personal note. I think we guys are wanted to know the answer behind this.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we are
Yeah,
going
it
through the
was my
same
personal
lifestyle.
question.
I think you get used to managing things better. In the initial phases, it's significantly hectic, and then there are of course periods like where we're looking at a relaunch of the product, we're looking at a big marketing campaign in Jan. So I think the next about 8 weeks will be really hectic for us, and then post that might be a slight bit of a breather, where Saturdays and Sundays will be, quite chill. So I think it's important to say that, okay, map it out properly, have a clear plan of action, where you're not reactionary to things. Ki, "Achha, ye ho gaya," so, then everything at that point just becomes high alert or extremely important. If it, कोई भी जो चीज करनी थी वो what was the deadline was always yesterday, right? So I think planning well in advance helps very well in this case. And I think I don't think there's any secret to it. It's just that I think you just get better with time and experience at it.
So,
I thought on behind of this secret, I thought there's any kind of like champras or any energy booster kind of thing. I was like looking for the product. Yeah, Karan, go with.
एक्चुअली द थिंग इज, आपने बोला कि हर चीज का डेडलाइन यस्टरडे होता है. एग्जैक्टली, मतलब रोज रात को खत्म करके बैठो, फिर कल पता चलता नहीं यार अभी तो इतना अभी और बचा है, लेट्स फिनिश इट अप. ये कैरी ऑन रहता है, डेली खत्म ही नहीं होता है. So, okay, I think we are running out of time. So, before asking, that is one last question.
Sure.
अगर हमें डेसिमल को इंस्टॉल करना है, अपने अपने फोन में लेना है, so I think there are a very few steps. I think just install app, there is a few 1 2 3 confirmation. I think बस वो ऑटोमेट होता है पेटीएम से या जो भी प्लेटफॉर्म आई थिंक हो, और ये रिस्पॉन्स काफी क्विक है मुझे. और ये जो प्रोसेस है, आप लोगों ने इसको कैसे टैकल करा? मतलब इतना फास्ट, इतनी चीजें इंटीग्रेटेड है और ऑटोमेटिकली सब चीजें हो रही है.
जी. So I think one of the biggest things we always faced was the youth which will be using this app. उनकी attention span बहुत कम होती है, तो एक लेंदी ऑनबोर्डिंग प्रोसेस जिसमें आपको एक 10 मिनट 15 मिनट लगेंगे would not be an ideal product. So we always thought कि किसी ने अगर डाउनलोड कर दिया उसके बाद में अगले 5 मिनट में the person should know, or एक पहली इन्वेस्टमेंट होनी चाहिए उनकी, things should be live. So currently we're down to Deciml. Activating the app should not take you more than about 120-180 2 से 3 मिनट should be the maximum amount. आपको बस आपका पैन कार्ड का नंबर डालना है जो हम वेरीफाई करते हैं, और उसके बाद आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट्स ऑटोमेट करने के लिए आपको अपने बैंक अकाउंट यूपीआई के द्वारा लिंक करना होता है. सिमिलरली जैसे आप जोमेटो या स्विगी पे खाना ऑर्डर करते हो, आपने अपना यूपीआई आईडी डाल दिया, और जो भी यूपीआई ऐप आप यूज करते हो, पेटीएम, गूगल पे, फोन पे, तो वो वहां पे खुल के आपने अपना पिन डाल दिया और आपकी लिंकिंग हो गई. सो इस पूरे प्रोसेस को आई थिंक 2 से 3 मिनट नहीं लगने चाहिए. एंड उसके बाद you never have to open the app to make any transactions. आप जैसे मैं वापस एग्जांपल जो दे रहा था कॉफी का, आपने गूगल पे या फोन पे आपका खोला, आपने कॉफी के लिए पैसे भर दिए, उसके बाद आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट बैकग्राउंड में ऑटोमेटिकली होगी. सो इट इज समथिंग वेयर आपको बस ऐप खोलना है ये देखने के लिए कि मेरे कितने पैसे अभी तक बचे इन्वेस्ट हुए. उसके अलावा देयर इज नो एक्टिव एक्शन जो जिसकी जरूरत है जो आपको ऐप पे आके कुछ चीजें करनी है, you know, there's some amount of effort that needs to be put in. There's absolutely nothing of that sort. You know, again, we built it because I think we were also very, very lazy. And I just thought that it will be similar people who will be using it, and
Yeah.
build it from that perspective.
I think must first thank you for considering us as a lazy, because this generation no doubt is a very intelligent but lazy too. And being as a founder, this is the most important area that a founder should look upon, to ease with the technology. The process should be ease and ease. So one thing, Satyajeet, that I always wanted to ask from everyone who did something amazing and did something like which can be a greater product for our coming generation. What advice, the most important advice that you get in your early days, and what you wanted to share that with coming generation?
From a product standpoint, I think one thing that was one of the best advices I think I got was जब आप एक product company चला रहे हो, you are a little spoiled for choice. आप कुछ भी बना सकते हो, right? जैसे हमने Deciml ये बनाया, ठीक है, हम इसमें काफी और चीजें भी ऐड कर सकते हैं, राइट? आपको हमेशा लगता है कि यार ये भी कर सकते हैं, ये भी कर सकते हैं, बट हमेशा जरूरी नहीं होता हर चीज करना.
Exactly.
What was before you build everything for everyone, build something for someone, right? And otherwise you will build nothing for no one. So what it basically means is you have to very, very clearly define who your target audience is, right? Who is the person who you're solving a problem for, and just solve for that problem. Like for Deciml, we have a very, very clear statement, which is it gets someone started on their investment journey in the simplest way. This is all the base problem that we solve, right? So I think focusing on a very, very clear problem statement and a very, very clear user group that you're solving for in the start is very important. Once you do that, once they see the utility in that product, you find product market fit, right? And build a significant amount of distribution, then the market will tell you what it wants, right? आपको उनके usage से, आपको उनके queries से, आपको बोलेगा कि what are the other features that they want, right? So instead of just building everything and then going out to the market and actually asking people कि आप ये use करोगे कि नहीं करोगे, I think I'm not a big fan of that approach. So I think in my early days for product, this was one of the best advices that I got.
Yeah, I think this advice is quite going to be helpful for many entrepreneurs, coming entrepreneurs, and I think this is not only for entrepreneurs. I think we can relate this to our common life, for our educational life, our future as well. Just try to focus on the first step rather than focusing on the result part. I think that is what we are following at the engineer too. We are loving the journey rather than just targeting the result. So, kind of a fun question along with this. I just wanted a last, because we are running out of time.
Yeah.
But I don't want to close this podcast because I'm loving this. It's very kind of meaningful one.
Yeah, exactly.
So one thing, if Deciml is exactly existing earlier in your early days, since you had built it, that's a commendable job. But what if a Deciml is already in the market in your early days, when you are 16, 15 or 18 of your age? What age you prefer to start investing at Deciml then?
Oh, I mean, I would have, I think, with a product that easy, I think I would have started as soon as possible, right? Because at that point also, जो 3-4 रुपए है उससे ज़्यादा कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. So अगर वो आप, I mean, if you actually remember pre-demonetization days, right? जब हम cash से utilization, cash की utilization करते थे. अगर हम गए कोई restaurant में और अगर आपका बिल हो गया 698 रुपीज, राइट? अगर आपने 500 रुपए और 200 रुपए की नोट रख दिए, राइट? जो 2 रुपए आते थे at a lot of times, right, irrespective of whether you're a student, whether you're someone more senior, right, a lot of times you would just leave that 2 rupees, right? या उसका लेके, because it used to keep dangling in your pocket, right? तो कॉइन भर जाते थे, फिर उस कॉइन का कोई यूटिलाइजेशन नहीं होता था. तो घर पे आके हमेशा हर किसी के पास एक ड्रॉर होता था जिसमें आप वो कॉइन रख देते थे, राइट?
True. I think we all had did
वो
that.
accumulate होते थे, right? So it was that those 2 rupees at that point had absolutely no utility.
Agree.
वो 2 रुपए now क्या हो गया कि ये डिजिटलाइजेशन हो गया पूरा। तो अगर अभी 698 का बिल आता है तो शायद आप यूपीआई से स्कैन करके पेमेंट करोगे, या आप डेबिट कार्ड या क्रेडिट कार्ड आपके पास ये है, राइट? तो द एसेंस ऑफ इट इज एग्जैक्टली द सेम। तो वो 2 रुपए आप फर्ज कर लो कि आपने 700 रुपए दिए और वो 2 रुपए आपको नहीं उठाने, राइट? बट instead of it just going to waste, that 2 rupees is actually getting invested in your behalf. और इसका शायद आपको 3-4 साल बाद जो है इसका इम्पैक्ट जो है या इसका फायदा जो है वो आपको काफी बड़े हद तक होगा।
Sure. As one always says, investing is a longer journey. Just go with it. You will love it at the end.
True. Yeah.
Okay, so there is just a curious question from mind. Just I have seen on your Instagram page you have just taking hand with MBA Chaiwala. I think everyone know them. I think nowadays everyone knows. So can you give a brief about it? How was it like meeting with him? Because अभी हम नहीं मिल पा सकते, कोई हम मिलना सब चाहते हैं, मिल नहीं सकते। आप उनसे मिले, कैसा था? How was it like?
So I think प्रफुल्ल भाई से मेरी मुलाकात early this year, early 2022 में हुई थी। Deciml के बारे में ही हमारी बात हुई। It was something that resonated with him also. It was something where he also thought कि हम एक real problem solve कर पाएंगे। देश की जो युवा पीढ़ी है इसके उनको इस प्रोडक्ट का काफी फायदा होगा, एंड वो उससे प्रभावित हुए थे और वो हमारे इस जर्नी में जुड़ गए। सो ही इज एक्चुअली एन इन्वेस्टर इन Deciml, तो he backed us as an investor earlier this year when we raised our round, and I think his support has been phenomenal. He's someone who understands he understands the Indian public so well.
Exactly.
He travels, all of the number of people that he meets, right? I think from all of that, the experiences that he shares with us, the advice that we get from him, I think is solid, and it's helped us shape Deciml, in the way that we have been able to, and hopefully all of that continues, and we together go on to do bigger things.
Okay. So, well, that was a nice conversation with you. At the end, do you want to include anything from your end?
No, I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. Best of luck for Engineering Hub. I think it's a great platform. We've had a couple of conversations, and I think it's always great speaking with all of you guys. And good luck, and hope to keep in touch.
Yeah.
So I think I always have a habit of giving a gestures with it's whatever the idea or whatever the concept which impresses me. I always give a salute to the founders, because this crunch of ideas should to be there, because you guys are not only solving the problems, you are building something for our futures as well. So I always have a habit of this. So again, a salute to this idea.
Yeah.
I'm hoping a great future for the Deciml too.
Exactly.
Thank you.
That's it, guys, for this episode. I think we enjoyed a lot, and काफी कुछ बातें हुई. You can check it out. And again, Deciml आप इंजीनियर के सारे प्लेटफॉर्म्स पे, LinkedIn, Instagram, Telegram, Discord, everywhere you can see. You can check out the link. And I will say just check out once. You will be addicted, because I just tried once, and till now I have that app, and it's automated in my phone. So I will just request and insist, just check out this app once, and definitely you will find something interesting in your phone. So yeah, that's it. Thank you so much, Satyajeet, for this podcast, and we really loved it. And personally, हमें भी काफी कुछ मिला जानने को, वो especially वो line की सबके लिए सब कुछ करने से अच्छा है कुछ के लिए कुछ करो, पहले वो that line hits me. Okay, I'm going to note that down. So that's all for today. We will keep this podcast with series carry on. So I hope आपको फ्यूचर में टाइम मिलेगा तो हम अगेन पॉडकास्ट जरूर करेंगे आपके साथ, या आपके ऑफिस में, हमारे ऑफिस में फिजिकली. दैट विल बी मोर इंटरेस्टिंग, आई थिंक, इन फ्यूचर.
Definitely, we can plan something.
Okay, that's it. Bye everyone. Bye. Thank you for the joining.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, and thank you, Satyajeet, for your wonderful time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.